WWE Clash in Paris just ended a couple minutes ago, and here are my thoughts, breakdowns, opinions, and overall how I feel about the matches that took place at this event, but also the event itself. Come on now. So, if you don't know, my name is Alex. I'm new to this pro wrestling landscape, not as a fan, but as a content creator. So, hopefully, you guys enjoy this video that is about to happen. The first thing I really want to get into for the this video breaking down the event is the atmosphere, the stage, and the crowd. The stage, oh my God, this stage was freaking beautiful. The Eiffel Tower, it truly blended the 2010 stages with the modern stages. Even though the Eiffel Tower was completely LED, I had no problem with that. It was a nice set piece, and they brought it in for the entrances, right? Different colored light shows for the Eiffel Tower. It was freaking amazing, dude. And with an awesome stage in Paris, you have the awesome crowd. The crowd was on fire for everything, for the good and for the little bit of the bad, which I will mention in a little bit. But man, this crowd was on fire. The chants were amazing. The smallest little bit to AJ Styles got the phenomenal chant going. I mean, this crowd was on its feet. I mean, legit, the first shot of the crowd was a section of the crowd um, basically making the France flag. That was pretty cool. But let's get into the matches. First off with our opening match, Roman Reigns versus Big Bronson Reed. Amazing, great, fundamental match to open up the card. Nothing bad about this match whatsoever. They established a story very early on about with the Samoan drop with Roman Reigns, which like the John Cena, he could do it anytime he wants. But the story was great. Not only just for the match story, but the whole storyline that's been going on with Roman Reigns and Bronson Reed with the shoes with the Shulu Fala, because he's my one and only tribal thief. Big spots where it was needed. It was like I said, great, nice, fundamental match to open up a ridiculously great card with an amazing crowd. That's all. That's all that it really needed, and it served its purpose. With most of the big talking points happening after the match, which was after Roman Reigns beat Bronson Reed. Paul Heyman was, after Roman Reigns celebrated on the announce table with the crowd, Paul Heyman checking on Bronson Reed. Roman Reigns going, I need to get my lick back and my shoes back. So, Paul Heyman notices. He's like, here's your shoes back. He's trying to play up as the wise man. But clearly, Roman Reigns was like, that's not how it goes around here, dog. So then Roman puts Paul Heyman into a guillotine choke, which personally, in like 2020, I called it the tribal lock. I thought that shit was so tough. And it is still pretty tough. Come on now. But after Roman Reigns locked in the guillotine, let Paul Heyman fall to the floor, he took his shoes, cut up the laces. He was able to sign and throw two in the crowd before getting speared through the announce table by Braun Breaker. I mean, dude, this spear was chef's kiss, going right through the lower gut. Maybe Braun Breaker was like, if I'm not coming for that gut, I'm coming for that butt. He probably didn't say that. Probably did not even say anything close to that shit. But that's how I interpreted, when I was talking to my boy, DL Pro Wrestling. He should be having a channel up soon. He was like, Braun Breaker coming for that gut. And on the spot, I was like, maybe he's coming for that butt. But none of you, I think, care. But that's all right. After Roman was making his way up the ramp, Braun Breaker decided it's not enough. Spears the 23 miles per hour spear to Roman Reigns on the outside, which led to a tsunami by Bronson Reed onto Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns was getting put onto a stretcher, which I was like, the moment they brought out the gurney and the stretcher, I was like, please, please, let him hit a tsunami on that joint. Please let him hit a tsunami on the joint. And he did. He did hit a tsunami on the joint. But Jey Uso did come out before his main event, try to help out Roman, got speared. He got speared like a little bitch because I hate Jey Uso. Not because he's a bad wrestler or anything. He's just very annoying to me. But yeah, dude, it definitely set up a story for later on in the night with the main event with Jey Uso, but also made the two Brawns just monsters, which led to them getting kicked out of the arena, so they don't involve themselves with the main event, which led to a bunch of questions. Like when I was talking to my boy Dio, we were like, "There's a fourth member." Everybody else kind of knew there's a fourth member coming. We kind of threw names out there. I heard Tony D'Angelo as a pretty good rumor. I was saying maybe Ethan Page. It would be so swag if Ethan Page got in this. But realistically, there was nobody really certain that we thought was going to be the fourth member. And the fourth member ended up making sense later on in the night. And the second match of the night was another banger, right? I don't know what the fuck I just did there, but Street Profits versus the Wyatt Six, or Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis, was an absolute banger. This is why we need tag team matches for the tag team titles, not on a SmackDown. It's cool when they're on a SmackDown, but we need them more on PLEs. And they clearly showed it at SummerSlam, and they clearly showed it tonight. That's probably why they were on this card in the first place, was because they killed it at SummerSlam. And I have to get this off my chest because I was so hyped to see the Street Profits come out in the Borderlands gear. I was like, this is swag. This is how you do sponsorships. Instead of sponsoring the match itself with having ridiculous graphics all over the place, just sponsor gears. Just use gears as the sponsorships. They did it with the Viking Raiders at Mania. They did it with Drew through his entrance. I'm pretty sure Viking Raiders had a Clash, which makes sense. Drew had Doom, which was pretty cool. And the Street Profits with Borderlands. I will say the one thing that pissed me off was I go on Twitter in between matches with commercial breaks, and I see this dude. I swear to God, he goes, Street Profits and Iron Man helmets. I would have accepted the guys from Fortnite, but it was too far. The damage was done. But yeah, man, great match. Great tag match. Street Profits always kill it. And the Wyatts have been, I was kind of disappointed with the Wyatts. But then as of recently, they've quickly turned that around with the 2 PLE tag team matches they've had. Great matches. I've said it. Oh my God, I legit can't speak. I don't know why, guys. Come on. But great spots, great story with a potential tease of a Profits breakup. I was expecting them, weirdly enough, because I don't watch Raw and SmackDown like that crazy. So I was like, maybe the Profits get it done. But then I went back and caught myself up. I was like, bad idea. You can see on my Instagram post, I did the predictions. I was like, Profits going to win this. I kind of fucked up, I have to say. And they teased at the beginning of the match with Angelo and Montez, arguing on who's going to start the match. And weirdly enough, it benefited to them when there's miscommunication, I think, on timing with a move. It was like a flapjack between the Profits, but weirdly enough, I didn't say that's a botch, right? Or they messed up. I thought, wait, this fits into the story because they clearly are teasing a breakup, and this should have been done a while ago. But weirdly enough, kind of happy that it's happening now with a bunch of stars going away. Cena's going away, so it's great to actually start building more single stars, and this could potentially lead to Montez Ford being a champion by the end of next year. But yeah, another Profits match with a crazy good spot with Montez after Dexter pounced Angelo on the outside. Montez comes out, jumps over the turnbuckle onto Dexter and Eric Rowan. Dude, sometimes I just can't think of shit. And then with Uncle Howdy getting involved, hitting the Sister Abigail onto Montez on the outside, leading to a clearly advantage for the Wyatts with Dexter and Joe hitting that amazing finish, by the way. Love their finish, leading to the Wyatts retaining the titles, which was great. This is, like I said, I will say it again and again and again, except for the next match. Great matches so far, right? Great event, great matches. And the tag team, dude, they just kill it. They know how to kill it because they know the position they're in. They're like, yeah, we could not be on another PLE for another year, but they kill it every single time. More tag team matches with the tag team titles with real tag teams on PLEs. Come on, Triple H. I know you could do it. Next up, now this is where I say there was some not so great stuff, and Nikki Bella versus Becky Lynch. Not a bad match. Not a bad match whatsoever. But also not a good match. It seemed like tonight was just, let's just steal people's moves. No. Nikki Bella decided, yeah, let me do my sister's finish, and then let me do my ex-fiance's finisher or submission. No. And I'm not even going to talk about it for a while because it was just a really bad, just, It ended with a funky looking roll up by Becky, which was, I have to admit, it was kind of freaking cool. But everything else about this match was not, it's nothing to talk about. It's just like, you could have had it on Raw or SmackDown, just had like a special Raw match on the SmackDown when they were in Ireland or some shit. I don't know. But it was definitely not PLE worthy. There definitely could have been a match that should have been on here to replace that. But, yeah, it wasn't a great match. Wasn't bad, wasn't good, just, it was aight, it was aight. It was an aight match. And then now we go from an aight match to a fun brawl. Oh my god. Sheamus and Rusev, thank you. They cooked on this shit. I did not realize that it was a match with a stipulation. So if you saw my predictions post, I said a draw because I was like, maybe they do the best of 7. But clearly, I need to start watching the product a lot more again because it was pretty much just a no holds bar, which was great. It was a great fun match, which is all you really need. Sheamus always seems to pop out for the European crowds, and it's always great to see Rusev on a PLE. We haven't seen him much on a PLE at all, and it was great to see him on one with a great match. Great crowd going along with great matches. It was amazing. And I'm saying amazing as like not a 5-star amazing, but it was just amazing. It was great. It was a fun match. I was laughing sometimes. With Sheamus just spamming the fucking beats of the Baron, which was great. Nice use of the weapons. There was like a bar on the outside, and Sheamus did a Uranagi, or Sheamus got hit with a Uranagi through it. That was sick. The barrels, with them on the barrels, the accolade that went into a white noise off the barrels into the tables. That was just, there's nothing bad to take away from this match other than it's just a fun match that we kind of needed. I feel like this pay-per-view needed a stipulation or PLE. Needed a stipulation match. And this is what it should have been. It was a great match. Fun match. I will say it again. Fun match. Love Sheamus. Love Rusev. Fuck yes, dude. This is what we needed. Now, I would like to give a quick thank you to Logan Paul and John Cena for absolutely cooking. All right? Dude, I can't believe I'm about to say this. Logan Paul gave John Cena one of, if not the best match on his retirement run. Think about that. Logan Paul gave John Cena the best match of his retirement run. And there was no shenanigans. No brass knuckles, no nothing. It was great. Truly match of the night for me. It was a great match. Nice little callbacks. Cesaro European uppercuts to the corner. The zigzags, the sunset flip, which was nice. Styles clash, which led to a giant, phenomenal chant from the amazing Paris crowd. Overall, dude, great match. Great match. Logan Paul always improving as always. Picking up the pieces every single time. He's consistently showing why he deserves to be there, and I'm not mad. The dude he could be a shit person, but man, he's just really good in the ring. There's nothing really much you can complain about this match, other than maybe the camera showing them communicating a little too much. There was a couple times where I was like, come on, man. But it's John Cena. I mean, you're going to hear him from the fucking cheap seats. It's great, though. It was a nice 2015 Cena match. And this is what I love. I legit, I was texting back and forth. 2015 Cena is back. Super Cena's back. And when he got hit with that crossbody and he rolled, I was like, oh, sweet mother of Jesus. We're back and they're cooking. And great match. Nothing to complain about from this match. Thank you, John Cena. Thank you, Logan Paul. What the fuck? And in our main event, Fatal 4-Way, Jey Uso, LA Knight, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. Great Fatal 4-Way. Nice Fatal 4-Way. It was nice. The only thing I don't like about this match, CM Punk's gear. Usually CM Punk cooks on this gear. But I don't know if he was going for like a Dr. Doom or a Philadelphia Eagles or New York Jets. But this gear sucked ass, dog. I'm sorry, Phil. I'm sorry. But without the gear, I mean, this match was great. It had multiple stories being told. The rivalry between Seth and Punk that's been going on for 2 years, 3 years, 2 or 3 years. Yup. Jey Uso versus Seth with the vision and everything. Great storytelling with that. The story with LA Knight and Seth Rollins, where LA Knight was the last one to pin him. And then also the new story between Punk, LA Knight, and Jay, where they just kind of have to coexist for 30 seconds and then just beat the shit out of each other. It was great. Great spots, great moments from this match. LA Knight died. He went for a elbow drop on the outside to Seth Rollins through the announce table. Jake got up, distracted him, got hit. LA Knight said, all right, we're doing it this time. Boom. Seth moves out. Usually for an elbow drop, you're going to take it on your side, right? Usually people take it on like their side, kind of. But LA Knight took a full back bump, and he just kind of lay there like, But then I kind of missed another funny part. Earlier in the match, they set up a table, which led to a little battle between Seth and Punk on the apron next to the table. Punk was going for a Russian leg sweep. Then it was like pedigrees or power bombs. And then LA Knight got Seth back into the ring, hit Seth, was setting up Seth for something, and then said, fuck it. Hit Punk, and Punk was supposed to go through the table, but not all of his body weight went through, so the table went this way and kind of stuck there. So that'll be for Botchamania. I immediately said, I am the table, because that's what it was. The table didn't break. I am the table. The table still stands. Come on now. Definitely looks like Hulk Hogan definitely reincarnated into that Slim Jim table, because he wasn't putting anybody over, brother. Like, brother, you got me. No. He was not putting it over anybody. Trust me when I say that. And certainly not CM Punk. Come on now. But the main thing with this match was Seth got Punk hurt in the ring. He was like, I'm gonna end this. I want to end you. I don't want you wrestling another match in this company. I don't want you anywhere near this title. He goes to grab a chair, but before he does that, he goes, I might need to murk some fools real quick. So he stomps Jey Uso. He stomps LA Knight. He grabs a chair, brings it in. He sets it up, right? Folds it back to like a seating stage. Puts Punk's head through the back support and the seat. Went for a stomp. Punk moves his head, right? Stomped through the chair. Obviously, Seth's going to sell the knee, which is perfect. Then, right, GTS to Seth Rollins, but there was a little callback to the Raw on Netflix debut match, where after Seth got hit with the GTS, he kind of like fell against the ropes, rebounded onto Punk's shoulders again. Punk has him up for another one, spins him around, looks at Hardcam, and then a thin, small figure in black clothing low blow Seth. And right about this time, I was like, it's about fucking time. Becky Lynch finally joins her husband as a heel. I was waiting for this. I was like, please, sooner rather than later, because this shit's great. Which led to a stomp onto Punk by Seth Rollins onto the already broken chair, but it's still there, which led to Seth Rollins retaining the belt. This is great. It was a great match. Great stories were told, and what's gonna happen next is pretty exciting. Definitely watching Raw tomorrow. Like I said, it took them a fucking minute to put Seth and Becky together as a heel. When Seth created this faction, I was like, they better put Becky in this. And it took them a minute. But I'm kind of happy they did this because this is possibly setting up a big return. Everybody is thinking about it. I know what you think, what I'm thinking. I know I'm thinking what you're thinking. AJ Lee. There's no doubt in my mind that they would not pull this trigger if AJ Lee wasn't coming back. Correct? I feel like they need something big for WrestlePalooza, right? They're going to do Brock versus Cena probably. If they get AJ back, and it's a nice comeback match for her in a intergender tag team match with her husband versus Seth and Becky, that's the perfect way to bring back AJ, in my opinion. That's the match to make, and it makes sense happening at WrestlePalooza, because they're kind of elevating it to like a big PLE for them, because it is their ESPN debut. Maybe they tease it as like a mystery person, with obviously the predictability of AJ coming out. But even if it was still predictable and it was a mystery opponent, I would not be mad. I would not be mad, because sometimes predictability is what you need in pro wrestling, and I would not mind it. So overall, Clash in Paris was a success. Great pay-per-view. 30,000 people strong in that crowd. Great matches besides one, right? Great moments. Great stories were told. More stories are going to be explored by tomorrow night, probably on Monday Night Raw. Just great. It's about like an 8 out of 10. For me, no complaints besides the women's match. And that's not, I mean, it is their fault. But it's not just because they're women. Trust me. Trust me, dog. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. More videos are to come. Make sure you like and subscribe if you already haven't. Comment down below what you thought of Clash in Paris and what you hope to see in the future after. My name is Alex PW, and thank you for watching. Peace.